In a moment that has captured the nation's attention, President Cyril Ramaphosa has officially signed two transformative laws into effect, shaking the foundations of South African politics and sparking debates from Cape Town to Pretoria. Citizens are asking the same question: will these laws deliver real change, or are they just another political spectacle designed to sway public opinion? The answer is not simple, but the implications are monumental. For context, Ramaphosa's presidency has often been marked by criticism and cautious optimism. While some hail him as a stabilizing figure, others accuse him of indecision and failing to address persistent issues like corruption, unemployment, and crime. These new laws arrive at a time when the nation is hungry for action, and every eye is on the government to see whether promises translate into measurable results. The first law focuses on economic reform, targeting regulatory barriers that have long hindered small businesses, entrepreneurs, and startups. For young innovators, this could finally mean access to funding, reduced red tape, and an opportunity to grow businesses that were previously impossible to sustain. Women-led businesses and rural entrepreneurs are particularly hopeful that these reforms will bring long-awaited equity. Communities across South Africa are already speculating how the law might affect their neighborhoods. A small bookstore owner in Soweto wonders if this will finally allow him to expand and hire more employees. A young tech startup founder in Durban hopes for easier licensing to compete with larger, established firms. These are tangible examples of how policy touches real lives. But optimism is tempered by caution. Critics argue that economic reforms without proper oversight can easily be exploited by politically connected individuals. South Africans are asking themselves, will these laws empower ordinary citizens, or are they another attempt to consolidate political influence? Could you see this coming, or is this change genuinely unexpected? The second law targets public safety and social order, promising new policing protocols, stricter measures against violent crime, and reforms intended to protect communities. For families living in high-crime areas, this is a lifeline. Parents imagine safer streets for their children, small business owners envision neighborhoods free from theft, and citizens hope for communities where fear does not dictate daily life. Yet public safety laws always carry risk. The line between protection and overreach is thin. Civil rights advocates warn that without proper training, enforcement, and accountability, these laws could disproportionately affect marginalized communities. Citizens are asking, will this make South Africa safer, or will it create new challenges for vulnerable populations? Public reaction has been instantaneous. Social media is awash with posts, hashtags, and debates. Ordinary citizens are expressing both hope and skepticism. Hashtag Ramaphosa laws, hashtag South Africa change, and hashtag Future of SA are trending as South Africans share personal stories of struggle, aspiration, and cautionary warnings. The dialogue is lively, raw, and deeply personal. In cities like Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban, local leaders are holding community meetings to discuss the potential impact. Street vendors, teachers, and students are weighing the promises of economic reform against the realities of crime and bureaucratic inefficiency. Conversations are tense but necessary. People want clarity, and they want accountability. The timing of these laws is politically charged. With the 2026 elections looming, every decision is scrutinized for potential advantage. Ramaphosa's supporters argue that decisive action is needed to restore confidence, while opposition parties suggest these laws are tactical maneuvers designed to win public favor. The stakes are high, and the nation is watching closely. For ordinary South Africans, the practical effects will determine whether hope translates into reality. Will a young entrepreneur finally receive funding? Will families walk safely at night? Will unemployment numbers begin to improve? These are not theoretical questions. They are urgent, tangible concerns that affect millions of lives. Political analysts emphasize that implementation will be critical. Ministries, local governments, and oversight bodies must work seamlessly to ensure these laws have real impact. Without enforcement and transparency, even the most ambitious legislation risks becoming symbolic rather than practical. Early responses from opposition leaders have been predictable but pointed. Some criticize Ramaphosa for acting close to elections, suggesting political motives behind the timing. Others argue the laws could create unintended consequences if poorly monitored. Citizens are left to navigate a complex landscape of promise and skepticism. In rural areas, the economic law has sparked cautious optimism. Farmers hope for reduced regulatory burdens that could make it easier to sell products in urban markets. Rural artisans anticipate new opportunities to access funding for crafts and small enterprises. This law, if implemented properly, could reshape local economies in profound ways. Urban communities, meanwhile, focus on safety reforms. Parents in high-density townships are discussing how increased policing might impact crime rates, community engagement, and trust between citizens and law enforcement. The balance between protection and civil liberties remains a sensitive topic. Social media reactions highlight the emotional stakes. Supporters post videos celebrating potential opportunities and safer neighborhoods, while critics post cautionary threads recalling previous reforms that failed due to mismanagement or corruption. The debate is passionate, reflecting both hope and mistrust. Educators and business owners alike are weighing the law's potential. Teachers hope that safer streets will allow students to attend school without fear, while entrepreneurs anticipate new avenues for growth. Citizens are keenly aware that real change requires more than legislation. It requires execution, monitoring, and accountability. International observers are also paying attention. Global analysts note that these laws, if successful, could improve South Africa's investment climate and signal political stability. Failure, however, could further erode confidence in governance and economic management. The eyes of the world are watching, alongside millions of South Africans. The emotional weight on the nation is palpable. Years of corruption scandals, economic hardship, and crime have left citizens frustrated but hungry for genuine change. Every new law carries historical significance and the hope that the future may be different. Community organizations are mobilizing to ensure citizens understand the implications. Workshops, online webinars, and public forums are being organized to explain how the laws will affect businesses, safety, and social services. Civic engagement is surging, driven by both curiosity and concern. Implementation will be the ultimate test. Economic reforms must reach the people they are intended to help, and safety measures must protect without infringing on rights. If you found this breakdown informative, don't forget to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe for continuous updates on South Africa's most consequential stories. Your engagement matters, because this is a conversation about the future of the nation, and it belongs to all of us.